Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Chock Chapple, the Golden Bachelorette winner, returned home to Wichita, Kansas, with his fiancée, Joan, to continue their long-distance love. Following Joan and Chock's engagement on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, they each opted to stay in their separate homes in Rockville, Maryland and Wichita, and hunt for a place to live together in New York City. Joan did, however, travel to Florida without Chock in early June to attend Miami Swim Week, where she walked the runway. They eventually reunited in New York City. In an Instagram story, Chock shared a snapshot from the cockpit of a plane with the comment, "Heading back to Wichita." Chock's departure follows his and Joan's visit to New York City, where they saw the Broadway musical's Death Becomes Her and Oh, Mary, and spent time with Joan's 93-year-old mother and 83-year-old aunt. Joan shared on Instagram that they hadn't seen each other in around 3 weeks before their journey to New York City. She also revealed that Chock was heading to North Carolina to spend Father's Day with his children. Although some people question if Joan and Chock will ever marry, they have stated that for the time being, they are content to be engaged and travel back and forth to see each other. Joan believes that getting married would put a burden on their relationship because they are currently enjoying their lives as they are. Joan and Chock's position may be unconventional, but it works for them. Chock returning to Wichita without Joan indicates that they are confident enough in their relationship that they do not need to see each other every day to know they love each other. Meeting up in other locales, like New York, is even more special for them because absence makes the heart grow fonder. While some fans have seen Joan and Chock's long-distance relationship as a red sign, I believe they should continue to do whatever makes them happy as a couple. Following their whirlwind Golden Bachelorette romance, they needed to spend time getting to know each other. As older people with obligations to their families, friends, homes, and occupations, they were unlikely to be able to drop everything and move in together so quickly. Their long-distance romance offers the best of both worlds. I believe Joan and Chock's relationship will last since they are doing it on their own terms. Whether they marry or not, they'll most likely be together indefinitely because they appear to be very much in love and enjoy each other's company. I love Joan and Chock's love story on The Golden Bachelorette, and I'm excited to see how their relationship develops. After the cameras stopped rolling on The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Chock Chapple and Joan were left to figure out what came next. Their televised love story had swept viewers off their feet, an emotional proposal under the fairy-lit trellis, with Joan teary-eyed and radiant in gold, and Chock kneeling with both humility and conviction. It was the kind of romance that gave older viewers hope and reminded younger ones that love never truly expires. Yet, even as the confetti of the finale settled, real life came knocking, and reality rarely waits for fairy tales. Chock returned to his home in Wichita, Kansas, with a heart full of hope and a calendar already dotted with flight itineraries. Joan, meanwhile, resumed her life in Rockville, Maryland, tending to her mother and aunt while juggling newfound fame and personal obligations. For many, this would have been a sign of impending doom, a newly engaged couple living in different states, with no plans to cohabitate anytime soon. But for Joan and Chock, it was the only logical path forward. They had both spent decades carving out independent lives. Merging them overnight wasn't just impractical, it was unnecessary. The couple quickly established a rhythm. They spoke daily, sometimes over coffee in the morning, other times winding down the night with sleepy goodnights over FaceTime. Their love was not rooted in constant physical proximity but in consistent emotional presence. Chock, with his steady warmth and gentle humor, was an anchor for Joan's whirlwind schedule. Joan, with her poise, intelligence, and effortless glamour, invigorated Chock's life in ways he hadn't known he'd been missing. Their first public reunion after filming Wrapped was a carefully chosen trip to New York City. Joan had always loved the energy of the city, and it was a midway point, of sorts, a neutral space where neither had to be host nor guest. They checked into a boutique hotel near Central Park, a quiet reprieve from the hustle, and spent their days wandering the streets hand in hand, marveling at galleries and people watching from sidewalk cafes. They saw 2 musicals during their stay, Death Becomes Her, a cheeky, dark comedy that made them laugh harder than expected, and Oh, Mary, a quirky, lesser-known production that charmed them with its offbeat humor. They sat in the audience like two teenagers on a high school date, whispering inside jokes and stealing glances under the soft glow of stage lights. Joan's social media followers were treated to glimpses of the trip, a boomerang of Chock hailing a cab, a snapshot of them beaming in front of a Broadway marquee, and a clip of Joan twirling in Times Square. But perhaps the most touching post was a simple photo of Joan, her hand resting on her mother's shoulder, Chock beside them with a soft smile. 93 years of wisdom and 83 years of sass, Joan captioned the photo. Grateful for the company of love in all its forms. Shortly after their NYC trip, Joan traveled to Miami without Chock to participate in Miami Swim Week. At 61, she had become an icon of grace, breaking stereotypes of what older women could do. Her walk on the runway was cheered by fans young and old, many of whom had followed her journey on the Golden Bachelorette. The experience was empowering and invigorating for Joan, but Chock's absence was palpable. "I wish Chock were here to see this," she told an interviewer backstage. "But we support each other's individuality, and that's what makes us work." Support, indeed, had become the backbone of their relationship. Chock, ever the quiet cheerleader, posted a photo of Joan on the runway to his Instagram story with a simple caption, "Proud of you, Joan." He wasn't threatened by her rising profile. If anything, he admired it. Back home in Wichita, he kept things grounded, mowing his lawn, volunteering at the community center, playing pickleball with friends, and spending evenings curled up with a book and a glass of wine. Life was steady, and he liked it that way. Eventually, Joan and Chock reunited in New York City again. They explored new restaurants, saw more shows, and took long walks through the High Line, talking about everything from real estate to retirement dreams. They began casually visiting neighborhoods in Manhattan and Brooklyn, even peeking into a few open houses. Nothing serious, yet, but the seed had been planted. They fantasized about a small apartment in the West Village with a view of the Hudson, or a brownstone walk-up in Park Slope with enough space for visiting children and grandkids. Still, Chock knew that Joan's roots in Rockville were deep, and Joan knew that Wichita wasn't just a stopgap in Chock's life. Their homes held their memories, their children, their routines. Ripping that all away for a rushed relocation would only bring tension. And so they took the road less traveled, the one marked by patience, by flights instead of fights, by celebration instead of sacrifice. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.